Welcome to MLG Dallas. This is Gwin with Quantic Media, covering a lot of players. We're actually here with 4Knots Eifer. Eifer, I've been kind of a fan of yours for a while because you do some really funky stuff, especially in that PvZ matchup. Yeah. Like you make gateways, and then you make nexuses.
Right. Yeah.
It's really weird.
For the last 8 months, I've been doing gasless gate nexus.
Yep.
So 13 gate, 19 nexus.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, anyone did it 6 months ago, and everyone thought it was amazing. So I stuck with it.
Yeah. It's pretty good. So talk to me about early aggression with that style then.
Well, I really don't like forward fast expend because I think it puts a matchup which is very easy to dominate macro aggressively. It makes the matchup very passive.
Okay.
So you've got great tools. The switch of warp gate means that you get units instantaneously anywhere, but also you get a double set of units. So say you're going like Zealot, Sentry, Sentry, Sentry at home. You can then just get warp gate and immediately 5 seconds later, well 15 because of transforming, you can get 3 Zealots. Right. So it just immediately chugs out extra units. And so what you can do is you can macro at home, and you can safely do it because of force fields. Thank you, Blizzard. And then you can get aggression like instantly. Yeah. So I think that the matchup, and then actually once you play people so many times, because I've been doing it for so long, they're like, okay, he's going to do some kind of pressure at 8 minutes, and then he's going to expand a little bit earlier, and then so I'll make a bunch of wings. I can just do other builds which benefit from having the sentries early on, so that they build the wings and they get their gas earlier, and then no aggression happens. Right. And so I've been doing it for so long that I've got 15 builds that all look fairly similar. Okay. So the point is they can't tell what I'm doing, and then I get to a different road, and then I do something else. And then I've got like 3 of those all the way down. So I can do aggressive, all in, or totally macro for like 3 different build stems.
Wow. Yeah. Sounds like it's pretty well thought out in that matchup. Have you spent the same sort of time in the other matchups?
I'd say that I spent more time on PvP understanding the reads that top players make to be able to make those reads myself, because that's the most difficult part about the matchup.
Right. Is that you see a unit or probe moving out at a certain time and.
Well, timings are very important as well, yeah. But it's more the smaller tells. I mean, when they allocate Corona Boost for their gas, where they're placing their buildings, pylon placement. I mean, if someone sticks a pylon in their mid-20s pylon in the back of their base instead of in the front of their base, it's probably a Stargate, not a robo. I mean, that kind of small tell, well, actually, if it's on like Daybreak, if it's closest to their opponent's base,
it's definitely a Stargate.
It's going to probably be a Stargate all in. I mean, that kind of tell you don't really learn. You just have to see it so many times. And it's like, oh, he's done this build 5 times now. And every time he's doing Stargate all in. Yeah.
So really, really small tells in that matchup. So is PvT something that you just found easy and you just ignored it, or?
North American PvT is very different to PvT.
Okay.
I'm just going to put that out there. So I have no trouble on the ladder doing builds that I've been practicing since I pretty much started playing StarCraft. I mean, 1 gate expand does really well against pretty much everything on North America. But the mid game and super late game of European, especially, and then Korean PvT is just extremely different. North Americans don't use their units. North American Terrans, except for the top tier, don't use their units very much. So strategies that don't necessarily do well against multi-pronged aggression, constant aggression, and actually the difference between just continued aggression and then periodic aggression is very different. So Charged Archon does very well against periodic aggression, but constant aggression, they can just wear you down. They can literally just micro and macro at the same time for 10 minutes, and then you just eventually lose. So I, after Raleigh, where I faced Alive, MKP, Puma, and Ganzi, that was
that's a fun lineup.
That was worse than Mana had in Codes, right? So I had a beating. I ended up getting 2-0'd by 3 of them, and then 2-1 Ganzi just by being really aggressive. But so I pretty much came back from that tournament, and I thought I have to relearn PvT, and I don't like to do things that everyone else are doing because I'm not the best player.
Okay.
So if I do the same strategies that other people are doing all around the world, and they're doing them for 8 or 10 hours a day, I'm not going to be able to perform at the same level.
Because you're a Yale student.
Right, I'm a sophomore at Yale. I don't have the time. So what I do is I just put my mind into the game, I think, and I have the difficult task of finding strategies outside the metagame that exactly cleave into the metagame, so that I don't suffer from anything that's currently going on, but I can then get an advantage, which they won't be expecting.
Right.
So I've been working on a different kind of PBT.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us what that is.
Yeah.
We'll watch it in the upcoming tournament. So that was a great conversation there about how you come up with builds and stuff. I like it.
Great.
Kind of cool. So with that, any sponsors you want to make shout outs to?
Sure. Twitch, Joust, Sistema, and then our owner. Thank you, Simon. Thanks to everyone who supports me. Thank you, roommates, for putting up with me.
And
thank you. For
how
this
well are
interview.
you gonna do this MLG?
At the last MLG, I had 5th round seeding, and I don't this round, or I don't this time around. But I'll be happy with winners round 5.
Okay.
I'll be happier with group play, and then anything else we'll see.
Well, best of luck to you, Eifer.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview.
This is Gwin with Quantic, signing off.